Being situated here in the center of Hollywood, I think, makes the Bowl a very logical and an obvious place to celebrate the composers who create music for movies. It's the dominant industry of our town. We have a long history here of some really great scores being written, and I think our audience, they really respect that. They really care about the industry, and they like seeing that music performed with a live orchestra right in front of them. It kind of takes them out of the studio and kind of takes that mystique and gives it to you on stage, so you get a sense of what these musicians do when they're creating some of these memorable melodies and scores that you remember from all these great classic movies. And of course, because the studios are all here, we have such a fortunate experience in terms of having a relationship with the very filmmakers and the studios and the producers who actually create all this magic. So at the end of this year, we're going to have a number of shows that celebrate movie music, including 3 nights of music of Pixar. The Pixar company hasn't really done a lot of in-concert performances. This is the first year that they've put a show like that together. It's going to feature all of the Pixar movies, including the most recent movie, Brave. So I think anyone who's a fan of the studio and their vision, and certainly the amazing music that's been written for all of those films, will enjoy that. I think it's going to be a big family night, and I expect to see 3 sold-out houses full of children and grandparents and everyone in between. Later on, of course, we have the return of John Williams. John Williams is probably the titan, the king, the emperor, whatever superlative title you can think of music written for the movies. And we've had a many decade history with John. And so for him to come back this year during his 80th birthday celebratory year is something that, of course, audiences are going to really enjoy and have a great time with. And then later on in the summer, we have the 100th birthday party of Paramount Pictures. You know, the movie studios are starting to turn 100, which is just kind of an amazing thing to think about, that right here in our backyard, Paramount has been entertaining audiences around the world for a century. And they've very graciously agreed to come and celebrate that birthday with us at the Bowl. We're going to see clips from the greatest Paramount films right back to their origins, to their more recent hits. And the Hollywood Bowl Orchestra will be playing all of the music to accompany all those clips. You know, the great thing about movie night is, of course, we hang a great big HD screen. It's a crystal clear picture. The orchestra, the Hollywood Bowl Orchestra, plays all of the scores live to these classic clips. It's quite a technical feat, actually, when you get into it. And the first time I watched it happen from behind the scenes, it was kind of an amazing process, the way the rehearsals work and the synchronization that's required. You can imagine you have 100 people on stage playing live, and you've got to time that absolutely perfectly to these clips, because that's the whole point. It's kind of a thrilling moment for the musicians on stage, and I think the audiences, when they see that this music is being created in front of them organically and in the moment, it's, there's a tension there that's really quite thrilling and quite exciting. So audiences, of course, see the giant movie screen, watch all the great clips. They get set up and announced. You really get to learn a little bit about the history of that movie and why that clip was chosen, as well as the history of Paramount Pictures and what they've done for the industry. For anyone who is interested in the movies, who's a movie buff, who is in love with the music and the memories that great classic clips and movies can do, I think the Paramount 100th birthday party is going to be an amazing night.